So the Walsh Cup, you've been doing a bit of a piece heading into this weekend, Wexford against Kilkenny. Is it 12,000 tickets have been sold for a pre-season competition match?
It's nuts. They're looking at the guts of about 14 or 15. It's obviously the unveiling of the new lights in Wexford Park. I saw a video that Fate Harriers had up. The place looks class. And the lights are the same sort of lights as are in the Aviva Stadium. They're able to actually do a light show with the lights, if you get me, which is class. So they're not just floodlights. And I think the development started in like September and was given the rubber stamp the other night, or the green light. It's commissioned to have night games or whatever, which is classic.
Opening it, yeah.
Let me tell you, the photo. Big scissors. If there is a big scissors, or whatever, I always find it funny enough, like the amount of people that managed to get into that photo, because that photo will be shown for years upon years, and it's so important for your face to be there, particularly if you're of a political variety or you're involved in politics at all.
Shane Ross will find his way into it.
Yeah, so important to be there. But fair play to them. It only started in September. They have it done in mid-January. They're going to unveil them for this game. I think there's a fireworks show. There's a first-year match, I think, kicking things off at 4:00, and then the main event is at 6:00. It's unprecedented that for the fourth biggest competition of the year, that the guts of 15,000 people will turn up. They've gone really hard at the promotion of it down in Wexford, and fair play to them. It's going to be a brilliant facility going forward. If you look at it, they probably could have held Ballygunner and Ballyhale if they were playing the game for TV purposes. They could have played it at 6:00 that evening, shall we say, if it was under lights in Wexford Park. They were obviously caught with venues for that game because Thurles wasn't available. Now, it's down in the sunny southeast, so how many neutral games would be able to be played there? In realistic terms, I'm not so sure, because how many places converge on the sunny southeast has been equidistant to two different places. But that's kind of beside the point. I think the number one priority is hosting games, and this will help obviously with their local championships. And then number two, I think, is more to do with like entertainment and potential concerts. And obviously Ed Sheeran has a connection with Wexford and had the Wexford jersey on in Croker a good few years ago. And I think he even kind of half intimated that he would like to sponsor or get involved with Wexford GA. So I'm sure they'd love to host a concert down there at some stage. And like God only knows how many nights they'd sell out. And did Ed Sheeran, I think, where the Cork County Board coffers boosted something to the tune of about $1 million from the concerts down there. Like that's a lot. Like as you say, money talks, and that's a lot of money that can go to different places. So I'd imagine in time that they'll be working with people behind the scenes and trying to get a few concerts and different things. It opens up a lot of avenues for them in a lot of different areas.
How many times has the woman dragged you to Ed Sheeran concerts?
Never at Ed Sheeran.
What did she drag you to? What did you drag her to?
She kind of half dragged me to Gareth Brooks, but I didn't mind.
Well, that was class. That was class.
So, no.
I saw Ed Sheeran live once. That was I was a late comer, late taker of a ticket, but it was unmemorable.
Okay. What have we went to? The Furies, Christy Moore. They're not bad things to be dragged to now.
No. I've seen the Killers. I've seen. Do you know who's brilliant? The Cure.
Unless you started singing, which I would hope you didn't. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know, to be honest with you. Yeah, but she got me tickets for the Furies for Christmas one year. I honestly, been honest with you, didn't know much about it. She liked them, and it was like kind of when Homer got Marge a bowling ball for Christmas, or for whatever it was, for her birthday, and she actually ended up going bowling after just to sicken him. Like she's bought me a couple of presents that are presents for her, really, in disguise.
Galway and it had Ed Sheeran in Pearse Stadium and actually made about 25% of what Cork made after it. And he used to busk on the streets there. What was I just thinking of there? Yeah, so there's a friend of mine, speaking of Christmas presents and getting it all wrong, friend of mine hurled with me in Coola, Niall Keane from Clare, of course, Ballyea. He's married to a Kerry woman. A couple of years ago, during COVID, what did she buy him for Christmas? She bought him a jersey. Now, it was a jersey that was coming out, a commemorative jersey at the time. And she said, you know what? My Clare husband would love that. She bought him the Tipperary commemorative jersey. Can you imagine if you were from Clare and you're getting a Tipperary jersey?
Read the room.
Yeah. Oh, I had some laugh when I heard that now, I have to say. I thought that was very good. Wexford and Kilkenny, though, look, it's about both managers finding players, really, isn't it?
Basically, yeah. Wexford have to win to get through because they were beaten by Laois. Kilkenny only need a draw. I think both would probably welcome another game. and a final on the eve of the league.
At at Croke Park as well.
Yeah, and a chance to probably get a game into a few more frontliners that are going to be playing the week after in the league.
Yeah, Antrim are also playing against Galway. Galway, they're already through to the final. Antrim have lost to both Dublin and Westmeath. I saw the first game against Dublin. Without the Dunloy players and some other frontliners, still played quite well there. And Westmeath, that was 15 points to 13 that they lost. But look, competitive both games. Red card the second day didn't help them out. Westmeath will face Dublin. So Shane Clavin went off injured early enough against Antrim, and he was playing quite well at centre-back. Dublin are obviously just going to continue to try and give a game time experience to some of these younger players, seeing as so many players are gone from last year. And then Offaly against Laois. You've been relatively happy with what you've seen from Offaly, albeit in defeat, and the time for moral victories is probably over.
Yeah, what I've seen so far is okay. Getting a victory over Laois, who they're going to meet in the McDonagh later in the year, even at this stage of the year, would be more than welcome. But few new players that Offaly have kind of looked at. They've looked at Dara Maher in defence on the back of he was very good for Shinrone when they won the county title this year. Not that, like, outside of him, actually, I was going to say there's not that many Shinrone lads involved, but there is. The keeper is involved, Damon Cleary. There looks like they're going to persist with Jason Sampson at centre back, his brother Killian on the wing. Yeah, it's just, I think they probably think maybe they have enough up front with Oisin Kelly coming back and hopefully Owen Cattle coming back. If you had Jason Sampson, maybe Ben Keneally, man, and those kind of central berths in the defence, they maybe think they have a solid spine to work with. But yeah, no, I've been happy enough so far. From a Laois point of view, they obviously had a great win over Wexford first day out in Mount Rat. We're probably put to the sword relatively easy against Kilkenny last week, so both will just be looking to finish the competition on a bit of a high. They have 2 weeks then till Wexford are in Division 1B and Offaly are in Division 2A before those campaigns kick off.